Hey guys, Louie here, and welcome to the weekend. I want to talk about the concept of a deep stack today. Now, the old timers probably all know this term, but when somebody says deep stack, what they probably mean is something that they have purchased for long-term appreciation, something that is somewhat rare, and it is the complete opposite of, a silver eagle or a 1 ounce buffalo round or a nosy cat. So here is some of my deep stack, and some of the deep stack are things that I'm very committed to, and some of the deep stack are things that were a mistake that I probably shouldn't have done. And I want to go through them and, first contrast these kinds of purchases, both dumb and smart, to, your typical stacking for weight or stacking for monetary collapse, those kinds of things, like the things you put in your stack, eagles, maples, buffalo rounds, 10-ounce bars, gold, of course, but this is all silver here today. So just kind of going through things that I thought would appreciate, that I put into the deep stack, that that may or may not have worked out, and almost in spite of spot price, right? Spot price goes up, spot price goes down, but over time, spot goes up, and that sometimes bails you out of a mistake that you've put into your deep stack, and sometimes does not. Okay, so let's get into it here. Here is a great example of something that is in the deep stack that has not turned out so well. This is a PF70 Ultra Cameo 2015 5-ounce proof Britannia. And you can't see it here, but this Britannia has got a couple of milk spots on it. And this coin was probably bought somewhere between $500 and $700, right? Because it had the pedigree, and at the time Britannias were very hot, and the 5-ounce coins were among the hottest. Sorry about the cat. But there's an example of something that you put into your stack. Maybe you say you're buying it. Maybe you say you're buying it for the kids. Maybe you say you're a collector, etc. But strike out. I bet you could buy this thing for... No, you got to get off of there. You got to get off of there. Cat's on my Britannias. Oh my gosh, hold on, be right back. Okay, I'm back, and the cat is gone. So here is something else that when I was new, a new stacker, and you have to keep in mind that semi-numies were very, very hot at the time, back in 2015, 2014. I put together a date run of Britannias, and you won't find prettier coins anywhere. And in the old days, the Britannias did not spot. That's when they generally gave a damn about the coins they produce at the Royal British Mint. And some of these are British silver. They're not 999. And then they came to a point where they just started repeating the designs. But these are the older ones. And, I've got like $70 a coin in these. And at some point I said, you know what, I'm just not going to do that anymore, because collections can be addictive and costly and kind of take you off your mission of stacking weight. So there's something else which I really enjoyed in the day, but in the long run, it's just a bunch of Britannias, and I don't know if this will pay off over time. My guess is I probably would be lucky to get my money back. And I never finished the date run because there are some hard to get Britannias in the early days. But another example of deep stack, but probably a deep stack mistake. Okay, I'm going to take you over now to my numismatic collection. And this is deep stack numismatics, and these are coins that have done nothing but appreciate over the 5 to 10 years that I have owned them. They're slabbed, they're authenticated, they're not cleaned, righteous, desirable Morgan silver dollars. There's a Carson City, There's an MS64. There's another Carson City. There's another Carson City. There's another Carson City. Okay, big money coins that back in the day, you know, a couple $100 would probably get you one of those. Take a look at the prices today. So there is a deep stack idea, my Morgan collection, which worked out really, really well. And the concept of diversification, you know, has treated me okay. I can't complain because I always thought you should have generic silver and you should have collectible silver and then you should have gold and then you should have numismatics. And some things, the collectible silver, okay, didn't work out so well. Numismatics did work out very well. Here's another example of semi-numismatics, which again, my ego was involved in these. This is a registry set, which is all MS70 Koalas. Nobody gives a damn about MS70 Koalas except people that are trading in them and marketing them. So yeah, I got kind of crazy with the koalas. I think one of these I probably paid $200-300 for. And will I get my money back on these? No, because semi-numismatics are not hot. They're not really a long-term investment. If you're buying slabbed eagles or other slabbed semi-numismatics, you know, you're probably going down the wrong path, because what I have in this little box of koalas, let's see, well, even if that's only $500, that's $500 that could have bought me a tube and a half of silver eagles back in the day, and that $500 would be $1,000 to $1,500 today. So, mistake. Okay, vintage silver, vintage poured bars. There's an Engle Hard deep stack item. These are to be purchased when they're cheap, when you can get them for spot or $1 over, and then held until FOMO returns. So jury is out right now on big bars, big vintage bars, but I have pretty high confidence that this bar that would sell for $2,900 or $3,000 today could easily be a $4,000 bar if FOMO sets in. And they aren't making any more Engle Hards, well, at least not the original Engle Hards. No, they're not making any more Engle Hards. I was thinking of Johnson Matthey with their crummy restrikes. But so there is an investment in the future, deep stack, because if I took this to the LCS, they'd probably give me $2,600 for it, right? So it's deep in that it's a long-term hold, but I have pretty high confidence in that. Just like this box of nickels, which I got from the bank for $100, high confidence that this box of nickels that cost $100 will bring $200 within the next 5 years. Lots of reasons I think that. If you don't, okay, that's fine. But there's no risk here. There's $100 invested and waiting for the future for nickels to A, stop being produced, and B, for the metal content of copper and nickel to be double or triple what it is today. All right, there are some more numismatics here. Now these are just run-of-the-day peace dollars. I think they're 62s or 63s. Not a thing in the world special about these, except that I got them really cheap. And, well, not really cheap, but I got them at a fair price. And over time, those numismatics are probably going to appreciate. But there's nothing rare in there. I mean, if you really want to play numismatics, you want to get the rarest coin you can find for whatever you can afford in the highest grade you can afford. That is the numismatics game. What is a little more expensive today can be a lot more expensive tomorrow. Okay, here's another vintage bar, which I really believe in, and I wish I had the money to buy 10 of these. They're on sale right now. These sunshine minting bars, trapezoidal bars, love those. There's another example of, why in the heck did I buy those? Well, it turns out they've been a pretty good flip because these little cast soldiers and things of this nature were not that expensive back in the day. and bring a really nice premium today. So there is a diversification and a little bit of a fun purchase, which actually worked out okay. I could not have predicted that, right? I mean, who knew that little silver soldiers would be going for 60, 70, 80, $100 an ounce? I don't know. I will tell you they're hard to make because I have done it. All right, now here is the vintage ingot collection. Very, very deep stack here, and you can sink a lot of money into vintage ingots. Not all these are really, super expensive, but people that start, they often keep going until they get a really big selection, and they're going to pay 35, 40 bucks an ounce for some of these, and 50 bucks an ounce for others, just depending on how well studied you are in picking these up, which I recommend doing at the LCS, not for retail prices. So there is a stack that no way I would ever take that to the LCS. If silver went to $50, I wouldn't know what to do with this because these will probably not appreciate as well as, a silver eagle will when spot price runs. That's a collector item, and you're relying on the collector market to get your money back. But I will say vintage ingots have appreciated very, very well, and I've probably made money on every single one of these that I bought. Again, with this diversified concept and deep stack concept. Poured silver. Okay, so poured silver, has to be sold peer-to-peer or retail, or you will not get your money back out of it. And sometimes you pick up something that can really appreciate. But again, it's a deep stack item. It's not a quick sell back to the LCS. And I have a lot of it, and it's a problem in your stack. If you have too much of this, then you're not going to be able to be agile when it comes to monetizing the appreciation in spot. So again, it's very much like the vintage ingots. It is a specialty market. It has its own market, and they have to be sold one by one, probably on eBay or Instagram or somewhere like that. So keep that in mind when you're picking stuff up. Do you have a means to sell things? Are you thinking about an eBay store or a Facebook page? There's a lot of considerations when it comes to selling retail. And of course, there are fees and taxes and so forth. So keep that in mind when you're building that big stack of poured silver. May not serve you well in the long term unless you are really into flipping silver. There's just some Morgans, very nice Morgans. If you've got a full collection of Simpsons, very hot in the day, but likely they've already seen their top. So you could call that a deep stack item, and these turned 100, 200, 300, 400, 500% profit for some of the coins I resold. But stuff like this generally is going to go down over time. It's going to come out at a good price. It's going to shoot up. People are going to be flipping it and having FOMO over it. It's going to reach a high in the market, and then it's going to start dipping down, and they generally never come back. So deep stack for something like this, which can be a lot of fun, bad idea. Bad idea. You don't want expensive collections of popular series that generally lose money over the long term. Why do I still have that? I don't know. I don't know. Here's another example of a British Royal Mint. These I think were about 300 bucks in the day, a full run of proof Britannias. And I've had very poor luck with British Royal Mint, and you'll see the dreaded milk spots. Okay, that reduces this collection to spot, or maybe a little more if there's someone that has the crazy idea they can clean that. You can't clean that, okay? That milk spot will be there forever. That coin should be melted, honestly. And this set is a disaster, just a disaster. Royal Mint proof coins. And I used to buy these and I resold some of them, but I doubt, let's see, that's one, two. I doubt this set is worth more than $100 today. So I probably took about a 60% loss on that. Okay, and anything else to show you? Well, I'll just close out looking at the Silver Eagle. I'm going to sit down here and we will put this little eagle right there. Come on now. There we go. Let me get some light on that. Or try to anyway. So you've seen what my deep stack looks like, or at least a part of it. The deep stack that is not weight. The deep stack is that it is anything other than weight. And you may ask yourself, do I want this? Do I need this? And am I trying to maximize my profits for a flip down the road? Or am I passing on, precious items to my family, which they may or may not want? Chances are your family, when you die, all this is going to the LCS as fast as they can run there, unless you were able to teach your family and your children about the value of things. But much like comic books or trading cards, the things that are purchased for well over spot, it's baggage, okay? Numismatics are in a very different category. So if I had it to do over again, I would still do the vintage bars because I love them and they've done well. I would still do the numismatics in the highest grade I could afford. Nothing raw, because everything raw on eBay is pretty much a scam. So you need to get those slabbed. And everything else here, well, I do love my poured silver, so that's a wild card right there. But everything else here, and I like my vintage bar, right? My big bar, and I like my nickels. But everything else here, in retrospect, no, I wouldn't do it if I had it to do over again. So, there's good deep stack, there's good deep stack, and then there's bad deep stack. And I hope this video helped you if you've been wondering about this. And all you old timers, go ahead and post what your thoughts are on, your liquid stack, the one you can run to the LCS with and take advantage of $50 silver spot, and your deep stack. And if you have a deep stack, why do you have it and what do you have? Thanks, guys, and I will see you soon. Louis out.